Okay, so this is the second part from the plan and elevation assignment. And what I'm going to do now, using almost the same colors, actually the same colors that I use on the plan view, I'm going to use it on the elevation. Remember, we are concentrating on the kitchen, and we're just gonna fade away the rest of the details on the dining area. So I will start using the marker on the wall. In this case, it's a light ivy. You don't have to use exactly the same colors. And what I do, I put the marker and I move up, okay? Remember, we're doing elevations, and we always try to do the marker vertical. And try not to touch, neither of the edge, and just stay, just stay vertically, but try not to touch all the way. The marker will, because it's so new, will still fill in those little gaps. I normally kind of finish around there. I do the same here, okay, just to show continuity. And then I kind of have a little fun fading it away, and just going like that maybe. And I just, add some there. Okay? So that kind of adds the fun of a hand done rendering. Let me do with the pale cherry. I'm going to do the cabinets that are wood. And again, try not to, always provide some sort of support, but try not to touch the whole thing. And leave the white spaces, don't worry about them. This one here. Now this one is a wood frame, and I'm using the tip of the marker, and this one is also a wood frame. The kicktoe is also cherry. And here it finished right there because this is a waterfall. The one line is missing in there. Now for the cabinet that are painted and the countertop and the waterfall on the side, I'm going to use a cool gray. A warm gray. And this one is different brand, but it's a 30% warm gray. And in this case, try not to, finish too much, creating a pattern of the movement of the marker, but more casual. So you can go twice in there, something like that. And let me see, and this one also. Now in your drawing, you can decide in a different, you can make them all wood, all painted, a mix, different colors. Just try to hopefully match your colors on your plan view with the colors on your elevations. Now the gray, I'm going to do a cool gray, and it should have been a 40 or a 50. This one is too light, as you can see. It's very difficult to see it, and by now it's almost dry. So I'm going to use a replacement with this pen that I have, And this is sort of the gray that I want to use. Oops, it's not that one, the gray. That one is a different color. And the only difficult part of this is to try to avoid making way too many lines. Okay, I'm gonna just leave some areas, as you know, I'm gonna leave them white. And the fun part of the stainless steel is like it's always a reflection from the surrounding areas. So it's very easy to leave white spaces for those colors that are going to cast. Kind of just trying to define in the hood. Okay, now I'm going to do with frost blue the glass. In reality, this is frosted glass and it's a little yellowish, but for this exercise, we're just gonna pretend it's totally transparent. And I'm going to get a few of the window, you know, without much importance. Now, with the blue, I'm going to cast some of the blue on the fridge, okay? And I'm gonna get some of it on the stove. And I'm going to also get some on the hood. Now I'm going to apply maple yellow on the back of the cabinets, and I'm going to apply some maple yellow on the reflection of the fridge. Okay, I can also apply some maple yellow in there, probably nothing. So you will see that this is gonna add a slightly different tone to the cabinet color. Now, after after this part, I can come back and add some of this, but very little on the white. Remember, this is speckled with different colors. Just so I remember, I'm going to add some here. Okay, casually like that. Just to remind myself, this is where I'm going to put the color pencil darkers. The darker areas, you know, not exactly, but just so I'm blending the color in the whole presentation. Okay, now before I close, there's a line that I forgot, and this is a wall. This is a slight little wall where the kitchen. Okay, don't worry about that, leave it white. And also there is wall that you see a little bit through the height of the fridge. I can also add some of this. Again, very casually. And we're just gonna have to wait for a little bit that it dries. To remember not to put my hand on there. And the last one I'm going to do is just the base of the fridge, the stove, and I'm gonna leave the hood for later with a very thin pen. So this is the part of the fridge. Now I'm using a gray that is number 9. It's good not to go all the way to a black, because that one is really hard to, you know, to match. So I just go with the gray. There's a line here too. I'm gonna correct any kind of, you know, any kind of going over the border. I will correct it later with a pen, and I can just emphasize it with the color pencils. So this is the first part of this elevation, applying just the mark.